Hey guys, welcome back. So it's been 2 weeks since we've been here. The week before that, we were talking about the week of. So what time is it? I don't know, but Netflix picks.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
You guys, so on theme, Rick Hahn. So on theme.
There we go.
Yes, who feels this?
This was always my
Steve
jam.
Kaufman doesn't feel this.
Steve Kaufman completely feels this.
Feel it, feel
This
it.
is how Steve Kaufman feels music. Very
Wait.
Subtle.
Amy Costanza Martinez, how does...
Oh, she's feeling it so hard, she's not even here.
That's how hard she's feeling it.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Rick Hong. You were watching Netflix Picks. I'm joined by Mr. Steve Kaufman
Steve Kaufman, he's here. He's doing the things. He's wearing a jacket.
and Ashley
Jacket
Cheney.
dancing. Hi guys, I'm back. I had surgery and you wouldn't even know it. Here I am. Hi. Good to see you.
All right, so yeah, it's been not 1 week, but it's been 2 weeks since we've been on air, and I wanted to talk about Adam Sandler.
Ugh.
Good for you.
I mean, yay.
Actually, wait, who do we have in the chat? Who's tuning in right now?
We've got some repeats. I see Star Drew in the chat. Hey,
Star Drew, what up, man?
We've got Xavier.
Xavier Clark in the chat. Principio01 is in the chat. They said
Hola,
hola.
Principio.
Hola.
I believe you're a first timer, but holla holla.
All right, so before we last left, we showed the trailer for The Week of, which is Adam Sandler,
Right.
Chris Rock, and I watched. How about you guys?
I watched
Steve?
a little bit of it.
I was uninterested from the trailer.
I watched
My
it.
mother tells me it was awful.
No, this is great. This is great because I have seen almost not every, but a lot of Adam Sandler
Yes.
movies.
You're a mega.
And,
You're a diehard.
and I've always made it through all of his movies, but this one
You couldn't do it, could you? Could you do it?
was because of the tone.
It was
the
so
tone was
bad.
all over the place. I was like, is this comedy? Is this drama? But it's not dramedy. So I was really confused, and when I can't understand the tone of a movie, which felt very much like the movie Dude,
Yeah.
it was literally the same thing. I couldn't figure out the tone of the movie, therefore I couldn't figure out where I needed to.
Here's how I gauge 20. Okay, you guys, I have a very strict 20 minutes rule. I will give you 20 minutes of my life.
I gave it 30.
I will give you
Wow.
20 minutes of my life for any show, any genre, except for horror, which is great that we have this panel because I just don't do horror, so at least y'all can talk about the horror all you want. But for any other genre besides horror, I will give it 20 minutes. I could not. At the end, I was literally counting down on my time because it was so bad. After 20 minutes, I had not even stifled a chuckle or a laugh or a nothing. 20 minutes in, and I hadn't even once. Anybody out there? Have any of you guys watched it in the chat? It was horrible.
Xavier
Awful.
Jones Jr. in the chat said that he hate watched it.
Oh, you hate watched it. Okay. I feel you.
I could see that being a hate watch. Like if someone in my life wanted to see that so bad and I wanted to spend time with that person. Like if I were visiting my parents in the last week when they said that they watched it and this is what they wanted to see, it's really difficult to get three people to agree on one title in this day and age.
Sure.
That I'd suffer through something like this. But by all attempts of the trailer, it didn't look very good.
No, it's good because we just saved like about.
We're saving your lives.
We're
Go
saving
do
it.
it.
I mean, if you're going according to Ashley, you've saved 20 minutes of your life. If you're going according to me, you saved 30 minutes of that life down the line.
I know quickly. That's my.
You don't really know quickly. It's just.
I do. If you can't get me in 20 minutes, then I'm not sticking around. Because if you figure that most movies, okay, now granted they're taking a lot of liberties and a lot of movies are around 2 hours now, but a traditional movie runtime is about an hour and 30 minutes. That's almost a third. I'm not great at math, so don't you start telling me how bad I am at math. Like nearly a third of the movie, quarter of the movie, and you haven't hooked me, then it's a waste of my time. And for a TV show, let's say half an hour series or a 40-minute show, 20 minutes in, that's like, what are you doing if you haven't got me? I will give a little bit of wiggle room for the pilot to not be awesome if it's this pilot in a series, but even then, it's got to be interesting enough to bring me back for episode 2. And if you can't do it in 20 minutes, you're
And
not going to do
usually
it at all.
also in this climate, and I know with Netflix it's different, but generally speaking, I like to give a pilot the benefit of the doubt toward a second episode.
Sure, pilots are.
That's what I'm saying.
We've established that a
like a
pilot is
pilot-
much different than the way the series can go because
Yeah,
they're still
sure.
trying to work out their chemistry and they're trying to figure out the show, and sometimes the show doesn't come to them until later on.
But even still, even in a pilot, 20 minutes in, I have to be interested or intrigued or laugh or have some sort of
it can't be
compelling reason to come back. And none of that was in the week of. Nothing.
See, the only thing that sparks to my brain
No
then is
redemption.
if you're talking about movies and TV series, if it's like 20 minutes, I tend to wonder when you sat down on a first date, how fast you're like.
You guys should have seen me on the dating scene. I know quick.
Brutal. Because you can't just get up. You can't turn it
That's
off.
a whole nother show,
Yeah, right.
Rick. That's a whole nother show.
I think they have a show here called like Dating, Mating, and something else at AfterBuzz.
I actually have a little timer that I bring with me on the date, and I put it on the table. And I'm like, you get 3 bells, and on the 3rd bell, you're up.
Oh man. So.
Hello, I'm a sociopath, and you may or may not be in a relationship with me. This is the best.
Hi.
I'd have to see what Amy says when she gets back, but
She's
weird.
a committer. She's a committer. She commits.
She
to the
commits
show.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
She commits 30 minutes. Me, I wanted to commit more, but I'm like, I can't even have this movie on in the background. I need something else on in the background rather than this. And it's really sad for me to say that because I don't have high expectations when it's an Adam Sandler film, and maybe it's because I'm so nostalgic, which I'm sure a lot of people are with his older stuff, but I've always made it through. But this one, I was just like, and I don't know if I even like when I have the time to even just try to sit there and say, okay, maybe I'll revisit it, maybe it gets better somewhere down the line, but it's troublesome. It's troublesome, and he still has a
They
couple
still
more
have- yeah,
pictures,
in this-
a picture deal with them.
Was
he
it
had, like, a
7 or
15
9 or 50?
I think he had 7, and then it got re-upped for 15. Like, I'll be more on top. I'm not going to quote that as fact, but I feel like it was not that. What was his version of the Hateful Eight? The like stupid 7.
The ridiculous
The ridiculous
six.
The ridiculous
Something like
6.
that,
Like, because my response to you was going to be, wait, so you sat through all of Ridiculous 6?
Sure.
You sat through all of what was the one?
The
where he-
Do-Over?
No, what was the one where he was the agent? Sandy.
Yeah, wasn't it called The Do-Over, I think?
No,
Or-
it
The
was-
Meyerowitz story? The Meyerowitz?
No, no,
Well,
no,
no,
no.
Meyerowitz
Oh,
story
That was,
was
I was gonna say,
also-
that was
let
actually
me,
good.
let me, for our audience, educate them on the Meyerowitz stories. That is actually Adam Sandler cast in a Noah Baumbach movie.
Exactly.
Not an Adam Sandler produced, written, starring movie that he, has much to do with.
And it's you can tell immediately because there's
And
there's
not
actually
a
story.
part of his Netflix deal.
Yeah,
I was actually
exactly.
talking about Sandy Wexler. You
Oh,
sat through.
Sandy Wexler.
You sat
The
through.
Sandy Wexler was fine
That was
too.
actually I
I thought Sandy Wexler was the best of these Adam Sandler Netflix movies, and that's not saying very much.
But that's what I'm saying
None of these
is
were
that
great.
with those, I could still get through
Right.
them.
You could still, like, have it on in
This
the
one,
background.
and this has Chris Rock.
I know that I'm like Chris Rock. What happened?
But like you've seen both of the.
Actually, and Chris Rock's performance wasn't bad. I can't even blame it on his performance. Just the whole.
But Chris Rock's not above the cash grab that Adam Sandler seems to have found in this town.
Yeah, maybe we all have a career.
I know.
as
I'm not blaming Adam Sandler.
blessed as Adam Sandler to just basically show up and crap all over that. I'm not. I love you, Adam. If you ever want to make a movie together, I'm down. But it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like he has to work that
No,
hard.
I think.
Oh my God! The one time Adam Sandler tunes in is this.
That's okay. Hey
Waiting for
man,
it.
we
This
appreciate
lives on the
your
internet
hustle.
forever.
We appreciate your hustle. That's the best way to put it.
Yes, I appreciate your hustle,
We appreciate your hustle, sir.
sir.
Okay, so we determined that's a no, and I'm glad that we all agree. And Steve, like I said, we saved you about 20, 30 minutes
Thank
of your
you.
life.
Yes,
So
yes.
Well, no, thank you for showing me the trailer 2 weeks ago and saved me all the time. I saw the trailer and went,
Trailers can be wildly off, though.
I
They really
agree.
can.
I agree.
So-
I've been sold on trailers that didn't sell me on the movie, but like, I thought that trailer over delivered, and I was like, "There's no way this movie
Yeah, it was-
with this with under this Adam Sandler deal could be anything better than the trailer." And the trailer wasn't
So,
amazing.
so then here's some good news. So that was 2 weeks ago, or last weekend. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. That was last weekend when it aired. And just like Dude was disappointing, I found a sci-fi movie that was Netflix produced called What Happened to Monday, which was great. And the same thing happened this weekend where this movie called Anon, A-N-O-N, which basically probably stands for Anonymous,
Yep.
had Clive Owen,
Great cast.
Amanda Seyfried.
Great cast.
Did you guys watch this?
Xavier,
Yeah.
Xavier Jones is asking about it in the chat. Yeah.
Yes, I watched it, and it's basically this. It's Andrew Niccol, who I believe did one of the Black Mirrors.
No.
No, Andrew Niccol didn't.
Andrew Niccol did. He wrote The Truman Show. That was his first credit. He wrote Truman Show.
Look him up on IMDb. I believe he did one of the episodes for Black
He wrote
Mirror.
and directed Gattaca. He wrote The Truman Show. He was the story for The Terminal. His second writer-director credit was Lord of War. He also did In Time, which I think is a little known
maybe
gem.
these are just films. Let's see if he did some TV.
Well, let me keep talking. You keep
Yeah.
looking, and I'll keep talking. So this movie is basically Minority Report meets a Black Mirror.
Okay. No
And-
spoilers though, because I
or-
think a lot of people haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
or if you evolved the movie Minority Report into more technology based, as opposed to the
Like
the precogs,
yeah.
the precogs, then this is what this movie is. I popped it in. I
You
liked
popped it in? I don't think that's how Netflix works anymore.
I-
Unless
Yeah,
you
let's
still
let
get
him
DVD
go with-
services.
I collect, I watched, I liked, and so that's a recommend on my end in terms of something that's Netflix produced that was sci-fi, just like What Happened to Monday. So that's the good part about, at least for the bad taste that the week of Left in My Mouth,
Yeah.
at least Anon, which is a
watched it
weird title, but at the same time, it's the cast. Clive Owen,
Great
Amanda
cast.
Seyfried.
Is it
caught
going to
me.
scare me? Is it something
It's
that...
not scary.
Well,
Wait,
it's
okay,
not
now
scary.
you both just
Well,
said
hold
at the
up,
same
hold up.
It's not
time.
scary.
You
So-
said definitively said yes, and Rick
It's
definitively
not
said no.
scary
So.
in the traditional horror sense.
It's not a horror movie.
It's scary in the Black Mirror sense. The heightened.
Is there like music that's like...
No.
No.
It's scary in the heightened technology sense.
Steve is driving you completely the wrong way.
No,
There is
I-
no horror. There's no scary.
I'm saying
anything.
it's not
a
scary in a
mystery.
horror sense.
Okay.
It's a neo noir.
Is it like, oh, I'm scared, put your arm around me?
No.
No, it's a film noir based in a near future where everything
Okay.
is augmented reality. I haven't
Wait,
spoiled anything that way.
It's such a good cast that I would be willing to bend my horror suspense film genre for that cast. Because
No, this is a sci-fi movie.
Okay.
Did you like Minority Report?
Yes.
Same thing. You're fine.
Okay, cool. Yes.
Also, Andrew Niccol, just his use of retrofuturism, he has cars that he has really old classy cars that are powered on electric and timeless buildings and
cool.
just really good filmmaking from this guy. I thought In Time, the movie he wrote and directed with Justin Timberlake, also Amanda Seyfried.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I thought that movie was incredibly unsung, and I would recommend it, but it's not.
Well,
on
I'm gonna
Netflix.
educate our viewers
right.
right now. Amanda Seyfried.
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 Okay.
That's the correct way that you say her last name. Although her
just say it really
sister
fast.
says Seyfried. She admitted that her sister says Fried, but it's Frid. Seyfried.
Seyfried, not
Yeah.
Seyfried. Seyfried.
Yep.
I just say
Amanda
it really
Seyfried.
fast, and I was like, Amanda Seyfried. So nobody can.
All right.
Hey, but how about someone
Seyfried.
else? How about our fearless leader who also has a
Complicated name.
but it's actually it really isn't. But Steve, you got something to talk about.
Well, yeah, want to have fun, learn, grow in all areas of your life. For those who do, we have got the podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos,
Maria
podcast
Menounos?
edition, is hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews, along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of life, from
yeah.
health and wellness to career, relationships, finances, and more. Let our Maria be the big sister you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. That is free 99. Free.
For free?
For free.
Oh, free.
Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know that it was us.
Netflix picks, y'all. Netflix picks.
panel that sent you Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition. Go ahead and check it out.
It's actually a really great podcast, you guys. I didn't even subscribe to podcasts until, we've been talking about it so much on the show. I subscribed, I downloaded. I really, really enjoy it. She has great guests on. I don't have Sirius XM, so it's great that I can listen to it.
I like that too.
Yeah, and she really does have amazing topics on, and she also has a newsletter.
No, I mean, what I think too is you guys should tune into it because at some point she'll probably sit there and say because of Netflix picks, I didn't watch the week of, so
Yeah, I hope we rue the day, or no, we wait for the day. Not rue. Rue was bad. We're excited for the day.
she's got so many.
I have
too.
started many an email thread to try to get that kind of synergy.
Oh well.
All right, so
We've all been on them.
no, but so those are the Netflix produced movies, and this was kind of Netflix produced, but kind of not, and something that they just put a twist on was the most recent season of Arrested Development.
Yes.
Oh, this was
The
amazing.
continuation. So, in its original form, which you can get on Netflix, but you have to go searching for it.
Ooh.
They cut it up by character.
Oh really?
So each episode was one character, and you followed it, and then they drop these little morsels about how the whole story comes together.
Uh-huh.
Mitch Hurwitz recut it to look like the original kind of way that they did the show with all the stuff spliced in. So they just re-dropped it, recut. So if you didn't like that if you didn't like that version, which I didn't, and I didn't actually make it through that season, now I'm going to be watching because it's going to be more understandable.
Now,
Also, he more than recut it. Because that original season 4 was 15 episodes, and this recut season is 23 episodes. So he extended a lot of his bits. There's a lot of extra, like there's easily 3 to 5 minutes of extra content per episode, and I'm about more than midway through, like probably 12 or 13, and I am about this.
Okay, so
Great.
As a first time,
Sorry.
Get ready, guys, because I have not seen a single episode of Arrested Development.
What?
So start at the top.
I knew that was coming. So am I gonna like that? Is this gonna be easier for me to digest this way?
You should. Actually, this
you
would
never
be,
know. You haven't seen season 1, episode 1.
I have not seen season 1,
So you got to
any.
keep in mind, in its original, when it originally aired, it was on Fox.
Okay.
Season 1 is amazing.
Okay.
Season 2, not bad. Season 3, at that point, they knew that they were going to be canceled, so they really decided just to go off the rails and make a lot of jokes about. But season 4, which dropped on Netflix.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen it. Steve has.
Yes.
So must go back to the original form. So I would say yes, go back and digest.
And
knowing that at 3 it might seem a little weird, because that's only because when it was on the network, they were already saying that we're not getting a lot of high ratings. It's probably going to get canceled.
well, it was kind of like the back 8 or 7 episodes of season 3 of Arrested Development had a lot of meta jokes based around the fact that Fox is going to cancel them. Like they were well aware, and then they ended it in a place where the story felt like it had closure. I actually will say the way he recut season 4 was partially because season 5 is announced and they're shooting it. Like season 5 is going to be very soon. I think it's well more than announced.
Okay, so there's only 5 seasons. I cannot.
There are only
get,
4 seasons.
Not only. No. Currently, there's only 4.
I
but
cannot get into another bender. Of,
Fair. Well,
I'll tell you. I'll get to that in a second.
They're like 20. They're like 22-minute episodes.
Okay.
But maybe not season 4, but seasons 1 through 3.
Okay.
And they're going to keep continuing it but not at a rate like a normal show would drop, where it's like every fall that there needs to be a new season. I'm sure this one's also based on
this cast.
availability of characters.
Yeah.
and
Season 1, 100% you should watch.
Okay. Is it on Netflix? Can we confirm?
It's all on Netflix.
Yeah, it's all on
yes.
Netflix.
Okay,
So
great.
But I'm pointing out that the season 4 remix, part of what he did to recut those episodes was they essentially fade to white and then fade from white in segment breaks, because he wants to be able to syndicate those 23 episodes alongside the season 1, 2, and 3 episodes that aired on Fox.
Oh, okay.
So, and part of that is he follows the traditional television structure. So he does a lot of flashbacks within the season. And like when he flashes back to seasons 1, 2, and 3, there's an in-joke that when you flash back, it actually says property of 20th Century Fox.
Oh my God, funny.
The show is so meta. Like
That's awesome.
I am happy for you that you get to enjoy comedy at its absolute best. But I would argue that
comedy at its absolute best.
That if you
Full
started
statement.
at season 4, episode 1, they would actually do an incredible job of filling you in.
Oh, okay.
But it would still be worth, if you
Seeing
have the
episode one.
time,
You
Okay.
have to
have to
go
start at
back.
1-1.
You
I know,
have
I
to.
know.
And it's worth it.
I feel
Just
shame.
understanding that season 3 might seem a little weird.
I feel shame.
But that's why.
Okay, done, noted. Because my big announcement, I teased the guys before we came on tonight. I said, I have a big announcement. For those of you that were just waiting on your seats, like I know you must be. I did it. I finished all 7 seasons of Shameless on Netflix. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but those episodes are freaking heavy. And I know there's the beauty about the 7 that are on Netflix right now. Do you guys watch Shameless at all?
familiar.
Have you watched it all?
I watched a couple episodes of the first season. It didn't catch me.
It didn't get, probably because it was a tone thing. You didn't know if it was supposed to be funny or if it was actually a drama. I didn't really catch on that it was like this ironic dramedy until a couple of episodes in, but I was very compelled to keep watching. And then I got like addicted, big, bad. It was like taking over my life. But finally, when I was laid up in bed, I got through all of them. And there's more than, I think there's 8 seasons available, but on Netflix there's only 7. And what I like about that is it bookends so nice from 1 to 7. It ends in a beautiful place on 7, and I'm not going to touch any more Shameless because I can't get pulled back in. So that's why I'm asking, like, if Arrested Development has a ton of seasons, because it it was months of my life. It took a very long
Well,
time.
Arrested Development has an incredible rewatchability factor.
Okay.
That it's jokes upon jokes upon jokes upon jokes. Like it's a very meta show.
That's the one with the frozen banana, right? Everybody's
Yes,
always talking about the frozen banana. Okay.
Well, they had a banana stand.
Or a banana stand, yeah.
There's
So
a lot. It's so good.
It's on my list. I must watch. Anyway, thank you all for celebrating with me.
Yes,
that I'm
we
done
are
with
so
Shameless.
excited for you.
It's a big moment.
Well, something else that popped in that I have not seen, but I plan on watching is Despicable Me 3. And I like Despicable Me, the first one.
The first one was great.
I did not like the second
Second
one.
one as
and I think that's
usual.
why it's there for you guys to consume. It's there, but I think one of the reasons I haven't run to it yet is because I did not enjoy 2. And it seems like sometimes these movies that the animated movies that get the sequels and the third, it just like in regular movies kind of goes downhill. Although this one I believe has Kristen Wiig as like he gets a girlfriend, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you watched. If Amy was here, she probably could sit there and say
I watched some of it.
I remember.
I watched about 20 minutes of it.
Despicable Me 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you didn't like it.
Here's the thing, though. I am not a huge fan of animation. Did you guys hear that Skype call?
We got
a
someone.
Skype call.
Who's calling us?
Or was that just in my head?
Is that for us? Okay.
Oh, really? I was like, is that Amy Cassandra Martinez from the Netflix red carpet right now calling us? Trying to
Woohoo.
FaceTime would have been like, great.
Would have been awesome.
But
No, so with Despicable Me, I like the franchise. I've been lucky enough to know people. I worked in animation for a very long time, and I think for that reason, it's kind of a. I feel like work when I watch animation, so it's just like it's kind of
PTSD?
PTSD a little bit.
Really?
So I think we all know what you're getting into with Despicable Me. It's a great movie to watch together as a family. It's very family friendly. If you've got kids and you want to put something on. I don't know how it works when you guys have kids, but like at nighttime on a Sunday or in the morning on a Sunday or on whatever day of the week, it's totally safe. And there's some jokes in there and it's funny and it's cute. And Kristen Wiig is always great. And Steve Carell obviously is always awesome. But I'm with you. 2 put a kind of bad taste in my mouth. Despicable Me 2. Mm-hmm. But, it's kind of slow.
But at the same time, too, like Minions was awful.
Well, the Minions.
I didn't even see Minions.
Well, I think Despicable Me 2 was announced. Which, first off, proper grammar. If you want to teach kids proper grammar, you should have called it Despicable Me as well. But that's just me being cute and punny. But like they announced the Despicable Me 2 around the same time that they announced a Minions movie, which already put a taste in your mouth that like, oh, they had an overperforming Despicable Me, and now they're like, oh, cool, cash grab.
Yeah.
Cash grab. That like Despicable Me 3 was probably acceptable because Despicable Me, I think the bar was so low.
Yeah, and I mean,
it cleared the low bar.
Yeah, with the animation too, you do run the risk. Like, look at Toy Story. Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3. Hello,
it was great.
best. It was the best of all of them.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening with Despicable Me, but
And they're doing a Toy Story 4.
which is a mistake. Which is a mistake.
Soulless cash grab.
Yeah.
Good thing they're toys.
Yeah, it's a mistake. It's a studio run by a man that doesn't know how to quit. That's as nice as I can say it.
That's well said.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, Despicable Me 3 was 20 minutes of it were fine, and I think a family would enjoy it. But it's like Alexa and Katie. It's like Disney programming. I know what you're getting into. It's not my genre. It's not something that I'm super willing to dedicate a lot of time to.
What do you guys think? Why don't you guys comment below, and I'll get Amy Cassandra Martinez to talk about it next week, or see what she has to say down in the comments. And speaking of, where else you can find us is on iTunes. Download us, give us 5 stars because the other ones don't work. So if you don't want to be looking at us, but you're driving around somewhere, you can always download and listen to us to say, hey, this is what I should be watching. This is what I shouldn't be watching. And so there you go.
iTunes. That's where to find us if
All
you can't see us.
things.
All the
But
things.
hey, Steve, so you watched I guess probably an independent movie. Like it's not an old TV series. It's not Netflix produced. Probably an indie.
It wasn't indie. It was
Kodachrome.
Kodachrome. It was by Mark Rasso. He premiered it at the Toronto Film Festival last September. Netflix bought it, and that's why we have it now. Starting April 20th, we've had it. This was wonderful.
I actually can concur. I haven't finished it yet. But
So it's Elizabeth Olsen, it's Jason Sudeikis, and Ed Harris. I am about 15 minutes in. But of course, I always have to watch all this other stuff. So that's why I was like, I'll leave it to these guys to tell you guys how this one is.
I can tell you it passes my 20-minute test for sure.
This
Hands
definitely,
down. Yeah.
And I also, one thing I do want to point out, that Elizabeth Olsen's character, Zoe Kern is the name of the character, was written to be pretty much one-dimensional manic pixie dream girl, and then Elizabeth Olsen pretty much picks it up and is like, nope,
Yeah.
this is going to be a fully formed person.
Good.
With
Go,
just
Elizabeth.
the words on the page.
Yeah.
It was kind of masterful to watch her pick something, like prop something up like that.
Yeah, I just came off of watching Avengers this weekend in the theater. Hello, Movie Pals. But it's so funny to see her go from like this superhero character to her character in Kodachrome. And she's great. She's really, I mean, of the Olsen
She is
girls.
I'll say it,
Well,
she's the talented
well,
Olsen.
She's the talented
well,
Olsen.
I mean, they did kid stuff and they retired. They're like Macaulay Culkin.
They're
They made
fashions,
They made
yeah.
their tons of money and now they're just chilling.
Well, no, I mean, they still work in fashion. They're still very...
No. I mean, but in terms of acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, and also Elizabeth Olsen, there's another film. Would you do me a huge favor? I'm sure it's
Please.
not on Netflix, but if you could check while we're here. It's called Marcy May Marlene.
Yeah.
One more time.
Martha, Marcy May Marlene.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
that was
That was her
movie-
debut. That was her debut.
And she... Whew, man, mind blown. I doubt that it's on Netflix, but it
It
is
is
such a good film. Another film that she's in, Wind River. Was that coming up on Netflix?
Yeah, that one's on Netflix.
That
I
is
watched.
on
It was
Netflix.
great.
You enjoyed
very, 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 very good.
Yeah.
And that's a high recommend. Her and Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. Yeah.
You'll
they're great.
learn You'll learn something about politics or just life or like that type of living.
I definitely want her career while I'm looking at it, because if you just type
Yeah.
her name into Netflix, it's Wind River, Kodachrome,
Yeah. And then like
Marvel Civil War.
Yeah, Marvel.
Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want that career.
Well, she's also in the remake of Old Boy.
oh,
Old
that's
Boy.
it. Oh, she's amazing in that. Like,
There's many reasons she's amazing in that. But
Are you?
No,
is
she's
she-
an amazing actress in that. The Josh Brolin,
Yeah, exactly,
Spike Lee
exactly.
directed, right? I'm not making that up. It was Spike Lee
Yeah,
directed.
Spike Lee directed.
Spike Lee directed an Old Boy with Elizabeth Olsen and Josh Brolin.
a remake of a Korean film that was awesome. So she's
Are
good in
either
it.
of the Old Boys on Netflix?
Anyway, so to that Elizabeth Olsen train, Kodachrome definitely worth a watch, and Wind River, both on Netflix. Get it? They're good. They're great. I want to finish watching Kodachrome as a either a date movie, but I think actually my dude is into sci-fi, so I'm excited to watch.
Anon.
'Cause
Yes.
it's like
absolutely,
it feels
absolutely.
like a little bit Westworld. Like Sunday night's supposed to be Westworld, so either Westworld or Anon could be like a whole night thing.
Or both, yeah, do both. I mean,
Someone in our chat actually said that, like, the comparative thing we were doing, someone in the chat had said Westworld.
Ah, okay. Thank
Let
you.
me
Thanks,
Apple
guys.
F if you'll let me, and I'll find who exactly said it.
I think it was Xavier. Maybe
Well,
no.
if
Anyway,
I could spell
thank you
West.
for the Westworld comparison.
Yes, Xavier Jones Jr. in the chat. There are two Xaviers in the chat. Xavier
Oh,
Clark
really?
and Xavier Jones Jr.
interesting.
Xavier.
Different
We know
people.
Xavier Jones Jr. So welcome Xavier Clark. Okay.
Nice. Hi, Xavier. And do you say Xavier or Xavier?
That
or
is-
Xavier?
That's
Try and phonetically tell us in the chat.
please. And actually, there are two of them in the chat.
Either one. I would
So,
love it even more
I
if
would
they
love
both
it-
had different.
I would love it if
Who
they.
else is in the chat? Let's give them shout outs right now.
Serenity Q26 is
Oh,
in.
wow,
the
Serenity's
chat.
actually in the chat. Amazing.
God live.
Zaphod is in the chat. Zaphod703 is in the chat. Star Drew obviously in the chat already got their shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Both the Xaviers, however it is said. And I think that's about it. Yep, good people in the chat doing
Good-
all the
good
work.
people.
I'm gonna mix this up for just a quick second since Serenity's actually in the chat because this is something Serenity loves, and so I'm going to announce this right now, which I'm sure you know, but the official title for Sabrina the Teenage Witch for
Oh,
Netflix
yes.
is called the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And
that
you
up
guys
on
can probably see
screen
the
for you guys.
picture. Karen Shipka from Mad Men. She's there. Brilliant casting for her.
She's great. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
I'm
I was a
actually really-
big fan of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
It's gonna be completely different though.
But I'm excited for the second iteration, especially when they with a casting Kieran
Yeah.
Karen Shipka.
Yes.
Shipka. That was a lot of faith. I'm excited.
And
Can't wait to see
she's
what she does.
actually kind of the age too. I think she's 16,
Yeah.
just the age that Sabrina is.
She still has some
in
time to grow, yeah.
Yeah, whereas Melissa Joan Hart I think was already
Yeah.
in her early 20s.
Although,
In real life? Oh yeah, but that's all actors play.
But I think
teenagers.
comparatively, Kieran Shipka and Melissa Joan Hart share the fact that they grew up in the business.
True.
And that, I'm sure Melissa Joan Hart by the end of the Sabrina run was executive producer of the show, and I'm sure Kieran
She was already a
Shipka.
producer to start.
Then I'm sure Kieran Shipka is in a similar boat. That I think that's part of what you need for a young what you need for a young person to be the face of a show is they need to be super mature and that like being
Well-
on Mad Men the entire run of Mad Men
Yeah.
is probably growing up on Mad Men is probably very helpful.
Totally. Just
and maturing.
just the content of that.
No,
show.
I mean, I guess while we're on the topic too, I mean, here's some extra news too. So 13 Reasons Why season 2 will be dropping on May 18th, which is pretty much, I guess, next.
Well, today's the 13th. So by the time next week, right?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Next week. So maybe someone else. I mean, I definitely know we're going to have the after show for that here at AfterBuzz TV because it was huge for season 1. So I will let you know. Maybe we're going to actually have maybe somebody come on to talk about it.
Be great.
So, and then what I also want to do is I want to play something that's not coming out for a while, but this trailer dropped and it's gotten some hype. It's called The Innocence.
Okay.
I have not seen it yet, so I want to kind of put it on your radar now. And I think it comes out August.
Oh, so we've got some time.
Yeah, we've got time. This one
Okay.
isn't soon, but I figure, like, you know what? This dropped. It's been getting some hype.
Sure.
So let's do it.
Roll that footage.
We talked about this,
It's British. It's not American.
August 24th.
and you agreed.
Gives me confidence.
And that's not Zach Galifianakis.
I know I was gonna say.
It was Guy Pearce, right?
Girl,
Doppelganger. Okay, there's a
she
couple.
needs us.
Couple.
Love that song.
Is it a song that's like from?
But Where's My Mind?
Okay.
But like, it's very in to cover that song now. Leftovers.
That's Guy
Mr.
Pearce.
Robot. Yeah.
Was
great.
Oh, wow. It's a series. Okay.
Since we're talking about Sabrina and like the the eerie.
Yeah, feels a little like British Stranger Things ish. More mature Stranger Things, just like older cast.
Jane.
Or like a fantasy end of the freaking world.
You've got to help me. Where is she? Look.
Actually, I don't know if you're gonna be watching this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, I don't feel good.
Whoa! Did you see that?
Okay, whoa. So for those of the people that are listening,
We just saw like a person change.
a shapeshifter situation.
He's greater than any of us.
Okay, so it looks like there's like a little girl stuck in a
Dude's body, and
fully
then back to
Yo.
herself.
grown man's body.
Tell me it's gonna be okay. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm definitely watching this.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be talking about this.
This is gonna be you guys. You
I'm
guys are gonna take
about
the reins
this,
on
though.
this.
It looks great. It's my Scottish accent.
Oh boy, thank God you are not.
Teenage supernatural
Voice
love
over actor.
story. Two teenagers, Harry and June, who run away from their repressive family to be together. After this, thrown into a journey of self-discovery due to the secrets kept by their parents, which test their love. Besides this, their respective
No, it reminds me.
gifts.
This is like End of the Freaking World meets Sense8.
Yes.
And they've announced the final season for Sense8 that they're going to be dropping on Netflix as well. So if you were a fan of Sense8, by all means, I enjoyed season 1. I did not watch season 2 other than I think the first episode, but they are definitely going to wrap it up full closure for everybody because it's been such a hit. But I think it's really, really, really expensive because of all the locations.
Also, looks like the creator of this show was a storyboard artist on, among other things, Black Mirror and The Crown.
Okay, yeah,
Trying to
British. So it's like
think.
British.
Trying to
Is Black Mirror British?
Black Mirror is a British show.
It started off British and then
Okay,
it
okay.
kind of
Yeah.
went American.
It's,
Went to
But it
America.
has
the
or
show-
it's half-half.
The showrunner's still British. It's
Yeah.
still it's been the same showrunner the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
showrunner's
yeah.
super British.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm excited for this August 24th.
Looks scary.
Yeah.
Looks scary.
All right,
What can I say
so
about
before we log off, Ashley,
Yo.
what do you think? What top 3? What do you think you're gonna be watching?
My top
or
3
like you want to tell people to watch?
Oh, well, I would love to tell you guys what I finished over the past week. Shameless brought me great joy. If you have not, if you are way behind the times like me, and you're just know that you're getting into it, it's a dramedy. It's comma and dramedy. I'm doling out one a week with the Chef's Table, and I'm loving it.
That's fine.
It's my treat.
Yeah, you don't need to. Otherwise, you're gonna be.
It's my treat one a week, and I made ironically enough, today I made some beautiful cinnamon rolls while watching Chef's Table, and it was
And like the selfish chick
perfect
that she is, she did not
harmony.
bring
The
any
pan
in
was too
for
hot.
us.
The pan was too hot, you guys. The pan was too
pan
hot.
was
But I'll
too
show you
hot,
pictures for proof. And then lastly, another pick that I love, if you haven't seen it, Jack Whitehall, Travels with My Father. Oh, it is so funny. It's cool because it satisfies a little bit of the travel bug. It's Jack Whitehall's this comedian from the UK. He's a funny guy. And his dad is like this stodgy, really like doesn't want to leave the comfort of his own home type guy. And the two of them set off on some adventures, and it is a pretty classic. There's a slapping scene. There's a Thai slapping scene that had me hurting so hard my sides hurt, laughing so hard my sides hurt. I can talk. Jack Whitehall, Travels with My Father. That's my third and final pick. It's a good one.
For me, I'm gonna finish Anon. Should say it right here. I'm about that many through 32 minutes of the 100 minutes in Anon. So I'm
Okay.
But I'm far enough in where I know I'm gonna love that. I'm also gonna finish Arrested Development. I'm only on 14 of the 22. I said 23 earlier. I meant 22. I'm also going to recommend something I'm 2 episodes into, which is Black Lightning. It's the CW.
Oh, that's what I was going to jump on.
So
that's
good.
great.
So
That's what I was
sorry.
going to jump on. That's great.
So good.
2 recs for Black Lightning. Okay.
So there's 2 recs for Black Lightning. Y'all should get on Black Lightning.
What's Black Lightning about?
Black Lightning is about it is a black superhero in a town where he's a superhero who is the principal of a high school. Before he was the principal of the high school, he was a superhero called Black Lightning, and he was able to harness the power of lightning somehow through him.
Okay.
He used that to fight inequality. And then realized that there was no stopping, and he became a monster, and he wanted to become a better father. In the course of becoming a better father, he stopped being Black Lightning, and then the city drove into chaos. It deals with racial inequities, gang warfare, vigilante justice, like all the themes that are common in any superhero show, also layered on top of the Black Lives Matter movement. Yes, the Black Lives Matter movement, and everything that's happening in the world today is encapsulated into Black Lightning, and I could not recommend it more after only 2 episodes.
We've got to all stop drinking before the show. How many minutes? How long is each episode?
It's
42 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Like, it was originally
a CW.
It's a CW show that,
Okay.
and once CW shows drop or stop on CW, they drop immediately to Netflix,
Which is
so
awesome.
yeah. So Black Lightning popped up there. I've been meaning to watch it, so like now I'm gonna be watching that along with him. Dear White People season 2 came out.
Yeah.
Our friend Chuck
Hayward.
Gosh, man, like our friend Chuck Hayward, who was here for Stepsisters, wrote at least 2 episodes of that.
Oh, that gives me some courage. I liked his writing style.
Yeah, so that's my recommend there. And then this movie that I am majority of the way through, but I didn't want to talk about it until I finished watching it, called The Clapper,
The Clapper.
which is Ed Helms.
Please give us context.
Yes. I'm on this Amanda Seyfried kick though, because it's Amanda Seyfried, Ed Helms, Tracy Morgan.
Oh, that's
There's some cameos in there that I don't want to spoil, but basically Ed Helms is this guy who goes on.
This looks good.
He goes on like infomercials or something. He's like in the audience, and like he's a guy that always gets picked out.
Oh wow. Okay.
So then a guy that plays like the Tonight Show type person is like, who is this guy? We want to find this guy. And so that's who Ed Helms is.
Oh, great.
So
That sounds up my alley.
yeah. So yeah, it's very light. It's very light. So you'll
The Clapper. Like it.
yeah. So,
Terrible title, but great.
No. But you'll understand. Because you're thinking of The Clap, but that's not it. The Clapper.
who knows who's
and
to
it's
say what
not,
I'm
and you're not,
thinking?
and it's not The Crapper either.
I
so.
just said it's just a terrible title. The Clapper. Got it.
It's a
but-
perfect Netflix title.
All right.
Because people are looking beyond the title on Netflix. I would have trouble walking into a movie theater where the marquee just said The Clapper.
Clapper.
We live in a different time.
We do. Amen to that. We sure do.
We sure do. And we're all,
Don't
we're
we,
all,
Rick Hong?
we're all right with it.
Yeah. So and then hey guys, where can everybody find you? Ashley Cheney.
Hi, friends. It's so good to be back. I'm so happy to be in one piece. If you want to talk to me online, find me at Ashley on Camera on Instagram or Twitter. That's where I'm most active. And let's talk about what you're watching and what you're eating and where you're traveling to.
And I'm Steve Kaufman. You can find me on Twitter almost exclusively at Steve Kaufman. That is Kaufmann. I do a lot of shows here at AfterBuzz TV. I tweet about them regularly, including WWE's Backlash, which we'll be covering that at 10 p.m. So in 2 hours, I have to get caught up. And yeah, I'm sure there's a big intersection of Netflix folks who want to watch WWE's Backlash, who want to watch me talk about WWE's Backlash. We're throwing out the format, so it might be amazing, might not be.
And guys, Amy Cassandra Martinez will be back next week. She is actually on a red carpet talking to all the stars of Netflix right now, so we'll hear more about that next week from her. And I'm Rick Hong. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, RCKHONG. And until next week, we'll be here, same time, same place.
It's Mother's Day next week. Don't forget your moms.
But we'll still be here.
Bye, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later, crapper.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.